So they're trying to, I figured out, watched a video and recalled how to reverse age and reduce gray hair. So that's my goal in the future. But they're trying to increase pollution, and I would never want to pollute my home, which is Earth. Ever. Even if I left the planet, I would never want to pollute. Good luck me. That's when you're lucky, when you get the chop, when you run against Ace King, when you have Ace 3. I'm not lucky enough to get the win, mind you, ever. Almost ever. 107. Nice. Got lucky with the 10 on the river. I thought for sure I was gonna lose once I seen the 4. Zero tournaments. Issued June 14th. So it expires, but it doesn't allow me to click on tournaments. That sucks. Gonna play some heads up here. So this opponent was trying to leech off my attributes, and it's shown at the beginning of the heads up round. But I was able to try to age him and constrict his heart and any of his supporters and cheats. Then they tried profiling me right before I mentioned that the whole thing about him leeching my attributes. They've been trying to make me lose my train of thought within my last few videos, but if you watch videos, say, from last month, I don't lose my train of thought in the videos. It's something that they're trying to condition. I hear a secretion in my ear, and then I lose train of thought, basically. And it's all proven, it's all can be scientifically proven one day. With scientific instrumentation. That's not hacked or gimmicked. Before, what would have been a positron emission tomography, but they figured out a hack to it, so that wouldn't work. They could show what a typical brain image looks like to circumvent my unique ability to display what I could do with my brain. Everything I mentioned in my video is at great expense to taxpayers. They try to develop counter maneuvers to discredit me. But I recently posted a video where it shows me with more wrinkles 4 years ago than in a video from 3 years ago where I had less wrinkles. So I show scientific, unequivocal proof that my body could regenerate. So I'm gonna prove in the future, very, very near future, that because I figured out where the gray hair, I watched one of my old videos and reminded myself where gray hair is controlled in the brain, so I'm going to be concentrating on that. There's switches, they're trying to restrict me from doing that, but I spent a lot of time concentration on reducing my gray hair to have a video for that. And I'm going to be able to prove in the future the amount of taxpayers' money people spend, countries, corporations, and religions spend to hide the truth about evolution. Because I could be descendants of some of the most pivotal religious figures. So I kind of have a unifying DNA where I coexist in for most major religions, there's going to be pivotal figures that if they existed, there's a high probability that I'm related to them. Because royal families were they were on a race for evolution, and so they started interbreeding. They started breeding with close family members to have stronger royal bloodline, which caused hemophilia and some hereditary inbred diseases, but it resulted in evolution. So they were right. They were on the right track. So let's see. So needless to say, in my videos in the near future, I should be looking younger and have less gray hair. Okay, nice move. But I don't believe him yet. Since I didn't improve at all. I started to believe him with the 4K bet on the turn, but I had a potential gut shot and 3 outs to the king. I'm pretty sure he was able to see my cards now, so I'm not even going to bluff. They don't allow them to see it every hand because then they could always block my shots. Become too apparent. They would always be folding when I had it, and always be calling when I didn't have it. And there's a switch, so they could only see so much, most likely. But they can't beat me when we play fair odds. Consistently. Well, it won't happen now since I'm gonna guarantee it, but I guarantee you I'm gonna either bust this guy, break his will. Unless he's cheating, I'm gonna lose a big hand. So suspiciously, he folded to 2 raises when I had big hands. So far. So let's see if his cheat pattern adds up. So if he calls here, that's going to be suspicious. I go to show one card and the software shows both of them, and I just caught it on film. They do that to sabotage me. There's no other reason. It says show one card. I press show one card and it shows two cards, and I have video proof now. There's times where they make me sit out. I click I'm back and it won't allow me to click play in the game, so I'm missing out opportunities to win, which costs me money. This is play money right now, but punitively it's fun experience, so it's enjoyment, so it's worth more than money. When you rob somebody of enjoyment, there's punitive damages. And I'm going to be able to show when I play with real money, my luck is terrible. Then sometimes I go to play money. Then next thing you know, I'm getting 4 of kinds, straight flushes. So I'm going to be able to show this historical pattern that doesn't add up. I'm really good at pattern recognition. That's how I started deciphering the system about 10 years ago. And I guess it was 2018, I realized people could communicate with each other's thoughts. So at that point, I was kind of at a disadvantage. Well, I had an advantage because artificial intelligence wasn't as sophisticated 5 years ago as it is now. So I had an advantage that way. So MeyerDiggins Poker, Chris MeyerDiggins YouTube, Fountain of Youth is a good video to watch. And that whole account shows things. And I was more perceptive at picking up psyches at that point in time. And speculated, but I was more dialed in. I could see the system. I knew how they were trying to register me. I could see exactly where to unregister, point it out. But now they've developed artificial intelligence to manipulate my body so well that I have to consciously uninstall it all the time to appear whatever. But the pattern never is the same because people have ulterior motives. There's so many different players that play me like a human punching bag, basically. They're evil and they're pedophiles. All they do is rape people. I was a kid, so some people raped me as soon as I was born, electronically. Even the doctors touching my body inappropriately. I had a doctor that made me check for a hernia at 7. He touched my genitals. How many 7-year-olds get a hernia? When they circumcise me, I have a scar the entire length of my penis. When you circumcise people, it's just at the tip, not the entire shaft. And I have proof on my penis. I have all the scientific proof. And at one point, I'm kind of hoping they do it again, really, because my body restored. But they've reduced my erection in half to emasculate me. A full erection. It looked like an erection, but it was half size, just to emasculate me. So I wish it happened again so I could get a picture with my hand there with my erect penis, and then a picture when it's recovered with my erect penis. And then I would have more scientific proof. Because I have pictures of my veins that constrict in different pictures. I've shown that many times. And it's all nanotechnology and artificial intelligence and people trying to administer drugs. It could be anybody. It's a generational pedophile system, so the younger you are in the system, the more powerful you are. So these delusional people let children make decisions for mankind. 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, and they're enemy combatants. They play people, they set them up. They electronically have sex through their parents and other adults. They feel it. They're parasites. But let's see if I could rally back and win this here. It's play money, so it's heads up. It's really good if you if you're new to poker and you really want to get some experience, play heads up, because you get to encounter scenarios more often. So then you could, with play money especially, you could determine to a certain extent which strategies work well, and then go from there. I'm gonna pick a better spot. I don't believe him. See, it showed both cards, even though it said fold one. Show one. But when you play heads up, it's like playing tennis. You got to keep them off balance, and you got to get in their head and try to find their rhythm, and then make them go against it, go against their grain. As delusional as it is, people, women, they, oh, here we go, right here. They'll make me look at them, and then if I look at them and my psyche has, oh, there we go. I told you I'd get unlucky. But if my psyche has a positive reaction, they think they could electronically steal some of my sperm through my urine. It's like, you're a parasite, you hacked my body, you made me look at you. You are not included. So, well, I pretty much called it. I would get unlucky there. How delusional would you have to be to want to have sperm that's in urine? That urine's acidic. And sperm probably doesn't thrive too well in an acidic environment, so it'd be malignancy and everything. But they would want these kids that are biologically immortal to be vessels that they could leech off of forever. So in the corporate realm, it would be sterilization of these women's wombs, basically. These evil women that hijack individuals and redirect them away from my daughter who has a wound. So I'm going to be able to show right now they're using drool tech on me to set me up, basically, to steal my attributes. But I never mentioned that in any of my previous videos recently, but I have in the past, over 4 years ago. So how come this person that was a perceived threat 4 years ago wasn't dispatched by the system? It's because I'm not a threat. It's pretty fun. I play in a couple $20 million buy-ins on PokerStars, but I get progressively worse at things. I used to always have at least a couple million chips, over 1 million play money chips on PokerStars. And then until I thought, how come I always go lose money on real money, but I never lose in play money in poker? Never lose, always gain. So as soon as I thought that, my luck trended opposite, and there's going to be a BSSID DNA trail, a metadata trail basically, And of that thought and my hand history prior to that and my hand history after that moment is going to have data. There's going to be data. Only 22%. So if you're new to poker, ideally you want to play heads up for get your reps in heads up, but you have to get some nine-handed experience if you want to ever go to the casino, because they have not too often is it a short table, so you got to get used to playing with lots of people. Nine-handed, your odds are 11% of win and luck. So anything better than 11% is skill, unless you're cheating, which people covertly are listening to me, and I inadvertently coach these future terrorists, pedophiles, rapists, current rapists, because they secretly listen to it. Even though I'm outside right now, and it should be in I can't hear what they're saying a few feet away from me, but covertly other people are able to hear what I'm saying. So show one card and it shows both. And all I've been doing is documenting, and so every one of my videos, whenever I start talking about something new, all you have to do is look at my past videos, and I never mention it, because it's a new strategy that they're employing against me, or a strategy that they haven't employed for years. So would I have gotten lucky? One thing I do like about PokerStars is it shows you the hand percentage, and it helps you a bit, but you would have to be, like in this hand, if they would have showed it, it would give you the odds against 4 players, so it doesn't really help you that much, but it's ideal when you're heads up with somebody and you go all in. Then you know what the odds are in that scenario. Then you could use that in the future. Basically, if you make a pair on the flop and they don't make a pair, you're roughly a 70% favorite if there's no straight or flush draw. And then if they miss on the turn, so if you anticipate this, if you feel this rhythm by how they play, that they miss on the turn, the flop in the turn, you're now something like an 86% favorite to win. So then you could pressure them to either, you could go all in if you have a good read, because people with ace king, they like to call, especially new players. You catch a lot of new players that way. And like I'll make this move sometimes with a pair of deuces because of the read that I have on the person. And unless they hit the ace or the king in that scenario, when you're right anyways, then you end up, they only have a 14% chance of hitting basically. So you're a strong favorite. I think you might have the 10, but I think I could recover. Good thing you didn't have the 10. I would have had no chance. I almost never call there, but I thought once all community cards were shown that I would win. 95% of the time I fold there. Unless I have a read on the guy. If I have a read on the guy, then I don't fold. So people can watch my videos, but unless the situation's the same, so unless that guy raises 300 chips and it influences me to call, fold, better, raise the same way, you're never going to be able to play and get that situation unless it's engineered electronically by cheating. Very seldom. If you know how to trap me now that I play full houses, you have to hit that higher full house, and everybody has to influence my decision making exactly the same way. So all previous reads would have to be the same. How long it took them to bet, how much they bet, how frequently they bet, how likely I think I'm going to win, would all have to be the same. With technology, they could develop systems for sure. And I would never want cheats to beat me just for the challenge. Never. I want to punish cheats. I want to bankrupt every cheat. Especially billionaire cheats. So I made a panhandling sign today, and I'm going to be able to show that several different people helped hack my body to make me write it. They try to sell some subliminal images, so I'll probably keep it. I'll take a picture of it anyways, because there's going to be subliminal images on it. And but I'm going to take a picture of it right now. I'll show you. So here, can't find work. I've been looking for a job in 3 cities for over a year now. But see how it says can't? See, look at that end? Now look at that end. That end's completely different because somebody else hacked my body at that time. Unequivocally, that's a different end, a different person than that end. And all the other letters. Because I felt somebody writing this word and then another person this word. And then this one was most likely me. This looks most likely like mine. So I have scientific proof. Anybody that specializes in handwriting analysis would be able to prove that right there. I'm a smart guy. I scored off the charts in pattern recognition when I was like 13. And they diminished my brain, my potential. I got 127 on the test, and I didn't even do an entire section of the IQ test. I just filled in a pattern that I thought looked nice. I wasn't interested in it, so I didn't even try. So that entire section, obviously when you're guessing, I didn't guess right the entire time. So who knows what my IQ would have been. Here we go. Does he have the 9? If he has the 9, he gets my play money. That's dirty. So I'm going to be able to prove that that guy was trying to constrict my heart. Electronically. And governments were complicit. There's evil within all religions. What's this guy doing here, Tico? Okay, so this table is not really interesting enough, so I'm gonna leave. Now I'm starting to drool on my right side of my mouth, so that's suspicious. I never mentioned drooling previously, for a couple years anyways. So that is suspicious. And I'm never approached by the government. I call it the government all the time, and I'm never approached by them officially. Because they know eventually, once I prove it scientifically in court, it's going to be dereliction of duty for any crimes against me and my kids, basically. There's treaties. There was a treaty May 7th, 1984 that they anticipated that I'd be the world leader at that point. And now that I've come to be of age, they're kind of trying to renege on that because they're power-hungry individuals. But me, I never wanted power in my life. I never wanted to conquer the world. Never wanted to. My grandfather grew up with servants. My dad did till he was 9, and I grew up broke. So I wanted to restore my family's greatness and own a factory and create generational wealth for my descendants. That was my goal, to be an anonymous billionaire, so I could go to the Oscars, the Grammys, the Super Bowl, Formula 1 races, World Cups, Olympics, anytime I wanted to for the rest of my life. And Stanley Cup Finals, watched every Game 7 that there ever for the rest of my life at any point in time, just to be that wealthy that I could stop doing what I'm doing, fly to that city and watch the Game 7 in good seats, to feel the energy of the crowd. I went to a Stanley Cup game. It was only Game 2, mind you, but it was the most electrifying experience I had as a sports fan. Like the energy of the state. It wasn't a stadium. Well, I guess it is. But the energy of the crowd was electrifying. It was amazing. I went to one of the Grey Cup playoff games, and they came from behind, and that was an exhilarating experience because they won it with very few seconds left, and but you could just feel the momentum, and I was filming it, and I got really excited, and I hope I could find that eventually in the future because it was one of my favorite sports moments. But I just happened to be by myself there, so it wasn't as fun as it would have been if I would have been with friends or my son. Seen the Stanley Cup, and I took a picture of it, and it was on fireworks mode inadvertently, and it captured this aura around the Stanley Cup. It was the coolest picture I ever took, and it was an accident. But the flash and the fireworks mode made it look like there was an aura around the cup. It was phenomenal. It's on one of my old Facebook accounts. So I'm gonna have to try to find it. Well, I need to get access to it. That's one thing I don't like about Facebook is they don't have, like, their verification is if you don't have access to that phone or email, like, they almost need to make it more secure by with your social security number, social insurance number, or something like that, so you could verify it. Because if you don't have that device or you lost that email password, then your or phone or email, then you no longer have access to that account. And it's I kind of treat it like a journal, more or less. I post stuff for now, but it's more or less in the future I want to be able to go back and look and see my progression in life, basically. But one thing I dislike about Facebook is fake news. You know, I'm in my 40s. I want real, authentic news from both sides of the perspective. And then being an international company, even though I live in a Western country, it shouldn't be just Western propaganda, especially in a free country. It should be open, transparent, so we could see the Western perspective of a crisis in the Middle East and the Middle Eastern perspective of the crisis in the Middle East, so we can make an informed decision by influencing our politics in our country to affect change in the Middle East in that scenario. So once I have enough money, I'm going to create a paper called Vantage Point, and I'm going to have lots of freelance. Every single conflict, there's going to be journalists from both sides gathering information and writing independent stories for the same newspaper. So it won't, in the States, it would be bipartisan. So it would be 50% Democratic, 50% Republican. Because the brutal reality about politics is unless it costs money, there's usually things that you want to be implemented from both sides. So it's trying to find the happy medium. But it's finding the happy medium, so it's without raising the taxes, and so it's trying to find that happy balance, and a big part of it is not misappropriating taxpayers' money on me or my kids for their enjoyment. Once the taxpayers see how much they spend to violate us, like they develop technology, like I like to smoke my marijuana, it's legal in Canada, and they develop technology to, ever since it's been legal, like I'm so good at pattern recognition that I could go back in time in my mind, in my experiences that I've had historically, and I see a difference in the pattern ever since it's been legalized. So sometimes they use the weather machine or hack my body to make me spill my weed. And it happens more frequently. Ever since it's been legalized. And there's no coincidence. In the States, the CIA had an MK Ultra program, and where they used LSD on Americans and their allies, and they would get them to do these things. But there's a popular brand in Canada called MK Ultra. It's a euphemism for the CIA program that's still, officially it's defunct, but it's been going strong unofficially the whole time. I'm going to be able to prove that they used LSD to make me lose my train of thought. Here we go, 25%. That's not looking good. 7.9. King deuce. Didn't see that coming. When you go all in with king, with the queen high, you're expecting to see when they call the ace kicker. But it always hurts when it's the 2 kicker, when they pair. But I still came out ahead, so that's good.
I didn't see him when we came out.
This is a troublemaking hand. Well, I kind of have to jam, but I want to see what the odds are anyways. 52%. I had a feeling I was going to lose lots here, that's why I mentioned it. But when you have top pair, ace kicker, not flush draw, you're pretty much calling. Okay, this guy keeps on going all in, so I'm going to call. If you're new to poker, when the guy goes all in all the time, all you can really do is try to wait for a big hand and call. So that was pretty unlucky, runner. That was brutal. Every single time I went all in, I was the favorite and lost. This video, for the play money part anyways. So it's going to be pretty suspicious. Normally, you can watch any of my videos in the past. When I'm playing heads up with people, they either take their money or they leave. And I say it on film. I'm going to break this guy's will. I'm going to take his money or he's going to leave. And they do. And I said it on film probably at least 5 to 10 times. And it's happened every time. So if it doesn't happen with play money, that is going to be suspicious. That happened that time. Because I find it more impressive to call your shots on film. So they're going out of their way to cheat me because I'm doing it. I'm backing it up on film. Just to stop mankind's future. Hinder me hinders mankind's future. I have this evolutionary DNA that one day in the future, no king has willingly shared his DNA to the entire population of good people that never hijacked his body before. no king. I'm going to be potentially giving up my family's genetic greatness generation after generation. Level in the playing field. So my 10th great grandson is now going to be equal with one of his subjects, athletically, intellectually. And I'm willing to do that because I think it's the most selfless thing to do. But I'm going to have future descendants that may hate me because I decided to share it with the entire human population. But at the same time, I have to, because I don't want to see people that don't have this evolutionary DNA come and go, die. Come and go like seasons. They would live to be about 120 years and then die. That would suck. So I want good people that never hijacked my body or my kid's body to live indefinitely as long as they want to. But it would cost money. It costs money for technology. So it'd be a percentage of your disposable income, basically. So by doing it based on that, that means that the rich are able to offset the costs for the poor. So it's not a social economic thing where only the rich are entitled to live forever. But those who don't work, who don't contribute to the team, would be ineligible. They would need to work for a certain period of their work life to be eligible for it. Like, so you can't sit on welfare your entire life and then expect immortality and drain the system forever. And the flip side of the coin is if you're evil, you don't make that cut, you get a restricted short lifespan. And using all my official power and wealth to do so. My unofficial power and wealth. I thought I had him on the hook there. Was pretty lucky of him. The last two big hands I had, he got lucky on me. The last 3 hands he got lucky on me. Likes Valtos. So that's going to be the end of this video. I was obviously hoping I wasn't hoping to get called there for the gut shot. That was, I was hoping to win the bluff. But anyways, so go to www.change.org/technology. Liberate free will, privatize thoughts, and bestiality, pedophilia, necrophilia, and it could all happen just by signing, sharing, getting it on the agenda in your country, contributing a few bucks, and then mankind gets to flourish, and evil will be eradicated.